Good morning, welcome all of you. So, in this great morning, we are going to discuss a very interesting topic. Of course, very one of the worthiest topics that must be known almost not only to the followers of the integral yoga. It must be a common topic to be discussed in the open track for all, almost all, because people should know it. At least they should be devoid of the age-old ignorance, this conception, these old ideas, these old ideologies, this bondage, this limitation, that must go. People must know. They must be aware of. Although otherwise, how they can be able to get rid of this bondage and ignorance? So this topic of discussion for right now is on religion and yoga. Many ways we know religion. Of course, we know it is religion means dharma. So we know it is a base. So instead of getting a base, instead of we are taking it as a base for the transformation, base for the upliftment, base for the transformation, base for the towards the perfection, base in the process of evolution. This is only a base. That's what we know. But the thing is that instead of taking it as a base, we are confined to the narrow confines of the religious dogmas, creeds, sects. So like this, we are almost confined. So we are taking it as a religion of Hinduism, and this religion for Mohammedans, Christ, and Buddhism, Jainism. So this Yehudi, Jews. So many ways we are, of course, differentiating the entire humanity. And for that, we have seen most of the times there is actually long fought war. We have seen even the religion sat on a blood-stained throne. That's what we have seen, we have analyzed, and of course we have experienced. Religion sat on a blood-stained throne. That is what we have seen the rivers flowing with the hot blood. That's what we have also, in the passage of time, in different times, we have seen there is war, there is class, there is strife between different types of religion. So there is nothing to do because we know religion, the definition is something different, but actually we are taking it otherwise, very narrow confines of life. So this topic of discussion right now we are going to take on religion and the truth. Religion and yoga. From religion and yoga we are taking a sub part, that is religion and the truth. Still in the course beautifully, the divine truth is greater than any religion or creed or scripture or idea of philosophy. In the very first lines, the Aurobindo tries to explain divine truth is totally superior, totally beyond, and totally at the apex. It is greater than a religion and or creed or scripture or idea or philosophy. So you must not tie yourself to any of these things. That is what the point to be noted and point to be discussed. Still in the again course, I regard spiritual history of mankind, especially in India, a constant development of that for the divine purpose, not for any dogmas, creeds, sects, or something like this, but it must be development of the for the divine purpose, not a book that is to be closed, the book that is over. When somebody stops, I am satisfied. Somebody feels I am saturated. Somebody feels I know everything. Means that progress is stopped. That the saturation has come, then decay and death. Birth, growth, and saturation after the saturation. Instead of it is going upward, then the decay and death it starts. Against you in the course beautifully, the book is not closed. The lines of which are to be constantly repeated. It must be analyzed, it must be added, because there is no end of the seeking, no end of the desires. So there must be aspiration, and the two pages will be added to the very next step where actually it is closed. So still in the second course, the way to be opened, that is still blocked. The way is still blocked, that it has to be opened. Not a religion to be founded, but my conception of that's what the matters. Again, here in the course beautifully. As for going giving up one's past means this is religious ideology. It is means giving up the outer forms of the old religion. Outer forms of the old religion that must be given up, that must be forgotten, that must be modified, that must be transformed. So it is the means that giving up the outer forms of the old religion, it must be transformed and it must be changed to the new shape. Not only change, it must be spiritualized. Again, Sri Aurobindo quotes beautifully. Sri Aurobindo explains. Hindu religion appears to me as a cathedral temple half in ruins. Cathedral temple half in ruins, noble in its means upon fanatic in its detail, but always fantastic with the significance. So, this like this because it has got instead of all strifes, all struggles, all everything, all odds, it has of course kept up its significance. Again, Sri Aurobindo tries to explain if a man has no religion in himself, if a man has no religion in himself, he can change his cradle profession for any motive. Again, Sri Aurobindo quotes, if a man has a bhakti, devotion. So, if a man is having a bhakti for the divine in the form of Krishna, in the form of Lord Krishna, somebody possesses bhakti for the divine, then you can't very well say, I will swap Krishna for Krishna, for Christ. I will swap Krishna for Christ so that I may become socially responsible. It is not the word that must be uttered by somebody who is actually turning to the divine in the undertaking the divine and seeing the divine in the forms of Krishna, Lord Krishna. Against here in the course, man is a mass of imperfection. Man is a mass of imperfection. Not only a single man he is quoting up, he is focusing upon, and he is trying to explain a mass of imperfections. It is the only divine grace that he reaches the divine. Only with the divine grace man can reach the divine because man represents a mass of imperfections. That's what is the criteria, that's what is the teaching, that's what is the method. Fully pangu langhate giram giri mukam karoti bachalam. So this grace that is required in the to the core. Against here in the course beautifully, religion at best can modify only the surface of the nature. Only the surface can be modified and has been modified. Nothing more has been achieved till now. They moreover, they degenerate so very soon into the routine of the ceremonial habitual worship and the fixed dogmas. That is what the problem with the religion right now. Again, Sri Aurobindo quotes beautifully in other formats, in other places, beautifully Sri Aurobindo has quoted here. Each religion has helped mankind. Initially, Sri Aurobindo uses each religion, not only Hinduism and all. Again, of course, Sri Aurobindo quoted Sanatana Dharma, that is the nationalism. Very beautifully, Sri Aurobindo has quoted Sanatana Dharma. Sanatana, it was eternal. From time immemorial, it exists. It is having beyond all these confines, narrow limits, and religious bounds. So, Sri Aurobindo quotes Sanatana Dharma, that is nationalism. Again, here Sri Aurobindo course starts the sentence with each religion has helped mankind. Each religion has helped mankind. Not only one or two, to entire humanity it has helped. Because already we know. As Gita, in Gita, Sri Aurobindo tries to explain Paritranaya sadhunam vinasaya cha duskrutam dharma sansthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. So these are the dharma sansthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. And finally, Sri Aurobindo tries to explain and tries to, of course, in a very interesting tone, Sri Aurobindo tries to explain and, of course, advise and, of course, command his friend Arjuna. Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam saranam braja aham tvam sarva papebhya mukhaiswami ma socha. So just please reject all these dharmas and take refuge in me and don't worry. No, don't think at all because I will save you from all the evils. I must rescue you out of all the evils. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam saranam braja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mukhaiswami ma socha. So each religion has helped mankind. That is the greatness of the religion. But again, after each religion, each religion has saved a number of souls. Not only mankind, saved a number of souls. When it is quoted that saved a number of souls means number of souls were unsaved. Of course, soul is something different. Anyway, it has saved a number of souls, but none it has been able to spiritualize mankind. Everything has been, the apex has been till now only religion, creed, class, it is like sect like this, nothing more. It has never looked beyond this religious bounds, religious limits, because there is a spiritualism. It is not, it is totally overlooked because it is, they are almost in the confines of the ignorance. If a religion is not universal, that can be eternal. Very interesting, very fluent term. There is no fluctuation at all. There is no confusion at all. If a religion is not universal, but see, entire religion, it is never, it has never been a religion. So universal, it has never become. Now, suppose these confines, these narrow limits, it has been changed. Of course, we have seen the highest touch you can get from the Christ, that religion we have seen, but actually it has not covered entire thing. Even the Hindu religion, even the Mohammedans, it has of course covered. It has actually touched many souls, but many people throughout the world. Of course, it has been spread, but thing is that it is not universal. Entire universality it is lacking. So it can't be eternal as per the prediction, as per the quotation of Sri Aurobindo. If the religion is not universal, it can't be eternal. Then religion at best can modify only the surface of the nature. Only it can touch the surface inside, that inwardness, introversion, and the coming deep within. That is not in the agenda of the religion because it is on the staying on the surface only. How much they can steer in the very interestingly quotes how much hatred and stupidity men succeed in picking up decorously and labeling religion. People, what usually, what is the people's nature, idea, and the thought process? Picking up decorously and labeling religion. Here in the course, this is nothing but hatred and stupidity. Men succeed in picking up decorously and labeling religion, but the thing is that these are also hatred and stupidity. All are absurd. They don't know anything. Anyway, sometimes we feel and we claim we are having a popular religion. There is no doubt of it. People are accepting it is popular. So, here in the course, popular religion is a sort of ignorant yoga of devotion. Ignorant yoga of devotion. We are simply like this moth. We don't know that light is actually there. We are getting attracted. We don't know. We are going, but we are going. Why? We get burnt and die. Still, then we are going because that mentality, that sentimentality, that ignorance is there, and we are going. Every time we are going to be killed, to be burnt alive to die. That's what we know. Still, then there is no escape because it is in our mind setup. Again, during the course, replace the Shraddha by a long meditation. Replace your Shraddha by your long meditation. Somewhere, one for it is for the after the departed soul, some people are doing Shraddha, they are not meditating, they are with religious feeling and all. During the course, this Shraddha is good, but thing is that you replace this Shraddha by long meditation with X on his father's praying, when all the rest and the illumination that are for the departed soul. So for that, actually, if that meditation is there, that yoga is there, if you are creating a spiritual atmosphere, so that this is vital soul, his vital parts will be actually solaced. It can get some peace like this. For this, you have to do again. Sri Aurobindo quotes here: if you feel no enthusiasm for Shraddha, it is better definitely to stop it. If there is, you don't get any enthusiasm for Shraddha, it is better definitely to stop it. Once on this path, there is no meaning of any longer. For the reason you give yourself, Shraddha is besides entirely on the vital plane. Why this Shraddha must be replaced and all there in the course again and again? Because this is a vital plane and it helps to give up those who have passed into the other worlds of consciousness. So, better ways of doing it, so you have to accept it. And this sacrifice to the Kali animal, to the Kali is here in the, these are here in the course external sacrifice, and no longer it has got the meaning. So what we have to sacrifice, that is sacrifice ego, anger, lust to the Kali, not the goats or cocks. Against here in the quotes on the religious fanaticism, nothing noble in the fanaticism, no nobility of motive through, though there may be fierce enthusiasm of the motive. So, religious fanaticism is something psychologically low born and ignorant. Usually, this action fears cruel and base. So, religious ardor like that of the martyr who sacrifices himself only for the different is a different thing. So, you're in the course, this do you have to go beyond the religion and accept the paths of spiritualism. After spiritualism will come the supramentalization, supramentalism. That is what the goal of our almost the goal of our work, that transformation and perfection. So, within the confines of the religion, it is not possible. We have to cross. That is what the call of the time. Thank you. Vandana.